As Chastain able to get the lead right back the next lap. Sauter starting to lose spots once again as they stay front stretch. Crafton still holding on to third. Chastain still leading, Eckes in second place. Thanks for everybody coming back here. Oh, almost some contact between Zane Smith and Jordan Anderson there as Kraft is just trying to hold on. Meanwhile, Eckes going for the lead into turns 1 and 2 on the inside of the racetrack underneath Ross Chastain. Couldn't get him that time. Crafton pulling off some mighty blocks down the back straightaway and again to the inside at the front of the field. Crafton overruns the corner. Gets loose again, side by side for the lead. Further up ahead as Crafton's holding the field back behind him. He never got touched. Oh no, big crash down the front stretch. Crafton's in the air. He's barrel rolling down the front straightaway at Texas Motor Speedway. The caution will fly. Oh my goodness, a huge crash off of turn 4. He's still in the race, but that might do it. A hard crash. About a dozen trucks involved. And it's going to come out right around the pit window here with 52 to go. Third caution of the night. And again, all within about a 17-lap stretch here. Thanks for everybody tuning back in. I do not have my phone on here for the chat, at least for now. So for those of you just coming back, sorry for not mentioning it at all. Again, technical difficulties, but still working on the whole internet thing ASAP. And I've been putting in about 50 to 60 hours a week when I've been working lately. Granted, I was on vacation early last week, but then I had to work Saturday, so I'm not even able to like get an appointment scheduled because I'm not home. So plus it's not my house on top of it, so that was the cause of the error there. We should be good to the end of the race. We have less than 50 to go now. Now Crafton took a fresh set of tires, but he could not repair damage. He has over 10 seconds of damage. Crafton went barrel rolling down the front stretch after that huge crash off of turn 4. He didn't get contact from behind, but he got loose. The time we have seen it. Finally put the fresh tires on it, but that car is pretty banged up. And that is why even with the fresh tires, he's not really gaining a lot of time. Angel Ruck gonna give him a shot there off of turn 4. Very surprised nobody else on the lead lap came to pit road during that caution. We are right at the edge of the pit window. Crafton does have another set of tires for the rest of the race, but there is a chance. Oh, a little contact with Nemechek. Don't count Crafton out of it yet. If this race stays green to the finish, and if he could save those 2 laps of fuel, that would be huge. I mean, he's going to be a lot slower than everybody else when they pit. He's already slower with the damage now, despite having the fresh tires. But if he can make it to the end of the race, that could still give him a chance here before the end. So don't count him out. And again, for those of you just tuning in, again, sorry I do not have the chat available right now after our internet connection issue there, so that's unfortunate because we've had an interesting final stage to say the least. Definitely a lot of carnage. Got a little sloppy there, but we'll see after that big crash if everything kind of spreads itself out to the end of the race. Gillen really washed up the track, and with Hill on the outside, that could have been a lot worse than what it ended up being. Ooh, contact. Crafton and Hill got together down the back straightaway, and that allowed Angelo Ruck to get to the inside. Crafton just kind of camping out right around that 15th to 18th position on the track. Should get around Tyler Hill here because Hill's trying the outside in turns 1 and 2. That's definitely not the end of the track to be doing that on and try to get success out of it. So it's most of the damage on the Crafted's truck is to the left side, at least of the heavy damage, but he does have damage pretty much all the way around the track. All the way around the truck. But obviously flipped off of turn 4 down the front stretch. Major crash. And alternate through the different camera angles one final time in the race as we are currently. In the next handful of laps or so. Crafton just hoping it stays green to the finish with a beat up race truck. Knowing that he just might be able to make it on fuel. Now he's running a slower pace, so that could help as well. Just with the damage in general. Not like he's using any more fuel pressure than what he would have to be using. Oh wow, Angelo Ruck just clipped the grass on the front stretch and still drives it to the inside of Jesse Little. I believe 4th position, indeed, 415th, currently on the racetrack. Crafton's about 8 seconds off the lead. Even with the fresh tires again, he is likely a lot slower than the other leaders on the racetrack with the damage alone. But if it stays green to the end of the race, again, he was the only driver to pit there under that last caution. Could you imagine if he goes from flipping to winning in about a 50-lap stretch of all things? It would take a lot of luck, that's for sure, but sometimes you got to be lucky than good, and that could be one of those cases. I mean, the fact he's still running in this race is just insane. That could have very easily have been the first DNF of the season for Crafton. Oh, man, he just got into the wall into turn 1, just pancaked it. Again, just adding to the fact that this race truck is not handling right. It wasn't handling right before the damage. Now with the damage, it's definitely not handling right. But he's got to last pretty much an entire fuel run. And we don't know when the rest of these guys are going to pit. Now, we had a decent amount of caution laps. We had about 9 caution laps during the course of those 3 yellows, so not make it to the end of the race. They are still going to be at least 15 to 20 laps short, even after those caution laps. So we'll just have to wait and see, and obviously when they get fresher tires, they're going to be even more faster than what they already are currently on Crafted. So, although Crafted can save fuel, he's going to have to keep up some kind of a pace. We'll stick with the normal camera now for the final 36 laps. He's going to let Tyler Hill go on the inside. He is not worried about battling for position here because he is hoping it stays green to the end, and he just has to save fuel. And why not play the drafting game down the straightaways? That he was probably holding him up either. He doesn't need to battle for position. And if the leaders ever catch him to put him a lap down, he might just have to let him go as well. I don't think they will catch him to put him a lap down. I think they'll have to pit before we get to that point. I don't see him falling a lap down in the next 15 to 20 laps. Again, there isn't a lot of tire fall off at least, so he's got that going for him. So it is definitely going to be a fuel mileage race here for Crafton to try and get another win this season. Again, thanks for everybody tuning in. We had technical difficulties. I am not able to have the chat up right now, so thanks for everybody tuning in and coming back. I know we had a decent amount of people there watching before the powwow, I guess, so definitely unfortunate. Hopefully most of you, if not all of you, can make it back and then some before the end of this race. We're looking at a possible fuel mileage race where Crafton is already pitted. It's the only shot he's really got because he's got heavy damage to the race truck, and in case you did miss it, we got most of the damage on the left side, but it is a little beat up at least all the way around after barrel rolling off of turn 4. About a dozen trucks caught up in a pile up after Crafton got loose again. Overcorrected it again, but there were trucks, I mean, they were already 2 and 3 wide. There was just nowhere to go. Unlike the previous times, there wasn't anyone around him, or there was contact with him and one other truck, and that was it. But not that last time. It's about a half a track behind the leaders. And they will take 4 fresh tires when they're on pit row, so it will be a full pit stop here. Time Majeski pulls through his back bumper. He had to check up though. He caught him in a bad spot. Crafton was going to let him go. He's got another run on him. Nowhere to go yet. Crafton wants to let him go. And now he does. So Crafton lets Majeski pull to the inside of him through turns 1 and 2, and he lets him go, dropping Crafton back to about 19th. Trying to draft off of him here, trying to save a little more fuel with doing that. He's not going to give up in the center of the corners necessarily, and there's the caution that he did not want. 30 laps to go. We get our 4th caution of the final stage, and that is not at all what Crafton wanted that time, and he's going to stay out of the pits. This will help him make it on fuel at the end of the race. Might as well take the track position and see what you've got, though he doesn't have much with the damage. We should have about 27 laps to go when we go green, if not less. Not one for pausing the game, but I'm going to pause it here for a quick second. I'm going to get the chat back up on my phone, and then we'll go back to green flag conditions here. So hold tight. We'll have about 27 laps to go, roughly, when we go back to green. Crafton will lead the field of the green with a heavily damaged race car and older tires. He's likely not going to hang on, but he does have 1 set of tires left the rest of the race. So maybe by planning out here, maybe he could take tires under the next stop. Maybe have a shot, but again, we can't repair damage, and that is going to cost us big time. Crafton really wanted that to stay green all the way to the end, and it just never happened. Alright. Okay, I've got the chat back up here, so thanks everybody for tuning in here. Bowser, Joshua White, Billy Kramer, welcome back. Rye Guy, Brent Cullen, Trey, welcome everyone. Yeah, this is the correct live video to watch, by the way, if you guys are watching. So sorry for that. Alright. We had an internet connection issue again. Sorry. We need to... I mean, the problem is I have been getting on it. I just can't do anything with my work schedule and doing this and making sure I get this. So, whatever the case is, we're back to green. Crafton gets through the shifts well. He's done that all night. But with the damage to the race truck and the old tires, I don't think he's going to hold on long. Now, the clean air advantage is going to play a factor here, that is for sure. And Crafton will lead the first lap of the restart under green. Christian Eckes in second. Now the question is, who will be the first truck to get around Crafton? 25 laps to go. Eckes about took it through the grass to try and get around Crafton. Here comes Chastain on the top side. Crafton had nothing for him, and now he gets tagged. Off of turn 2. Eckes going to get down low. So is Anderson. Friesen had to check up. Oh, and Friesen just dumps Crafton out of the way off of turn 4, and he's in the wall. He might have held him up, but Crafton did not appreciate that. Trying to get out of everybody's way at this point. They're 3 wide right around him. Caden Smith's been pushing him all night, and he did. He pushed him right into the wall. Off of turn 2. Again, Crafton trying to get out of the way with all these guys on fresh tires behind him. The Crafton just can't get out of the way. Not completely, at least. So again, the damage of the race truck on the 88 came virtue of a crash, which was the 3rd caution for incident in the race. In this final stage with about 50 laps to go, Crafton got loose off of turn 4, overcorrected it, slammed back into the truck to his outside, and then they were 3 wide with him in the middle. He got airborne, went barrel rolling down the front stretch, and about a dozen trucks were involved. Crafton's still just getting pinballed around here. Crafton just holding tight in 21st right now, and oh, we got a truck blowing up. Caution. I believe it was Jason White. Well, we'll get another restart. Crafton could put the fresh tires back on his race truck now. Still can't repair the damage, again under the 5-second damage clock. And you're going to see the adjustment go back to the way it was. So, bumping the left side tires up 2 pounds, right side's up 1 pound, putting a half around a wedge back in the race truck and adding more tape here. 5% more tape. Chastain will restart from the lead, and we'll have even later in the race to go. 5 cautions all in the final stage alone. And that's it. Green flag back in the air. Rafael Sargent spun his tires on the restart. Crafton gonna get around him. So Chastain trying to get another solid restart out at the front of the field here. He pulls high. Trucks maybe tandeming down on the inside, bump drafting with one another, trying to help each other out. They're 3 wide for the lead off of turn 4. And I believe it's Jordan Anderson in the 3 truck who has just gotten to the lead. The outside line just kind of checked up there. Crafted to the inside of Gray into turn number 1. Boy, he drove it in there deep. Now getting a push from Natalie Decker. We are less than 20 laps to go here at Texas. This could be the final restart of the race. Everybody's battling hard. It looks like Johnny Sauter's just taking the lead at the front of the field. Get your stage winners. Anderson pulled off the upset in stage 1. Stage 2 is won by Chastain. 3 wide to the bottom. Crafton underneath Moffitt. Zane Smith. We have seen Crafton go from 13th to 1st and 12th to 1st on restarts tonight. So if he can get himself right around that range and we get a late race caution, don't count him out yet. I know he's got a damaged truck. He's not as fast as he once was, but still, don't count him out. We keep getting more and more cautions. He's got a little bit fresher tires despite the damage to his race truck. Boy, Nemechek was moving around a ton there getting into the corner. And now Tanner Gray has just pushed Crafton into the 21 of Smith. But Crafton really had nothing he could have done there. He didn't want to lift and cause a big accident. He almost just had to let himself be pushed into the 21. Oh, 4 wide off of turn 4. Crafton about got turned by Moffitt once, twice. It saves it both times down the front stretch. And Moffitt moves him out of the way. I don't know if Crafton deserved that by any means, but could have had another big accident there. Crafton's just trying to make it to the end of the race at this point. He's already barrel rolled. It's a miracle he's still running out there. Rather yet on the lead lap and inside the top 20. Amazing resilience from this race team. 12 laps to go. Tanner Gray really wobbled quite a bit getting into the corner, and now Crafton's back to 19th.
Still there. Still there.
Big side draft there. He never made contact with Decker, but he's definitely trying to pull her back. And that's another spot, back up to 18th again. Decker got to give Crafton a push. Trying to give him a little more straightaway speed perhaps, but now Decker gets back to the inside, going to cross Crafton over. So they battle for positions late. Angela Ruck, Raphael Lassard behind Crafton, both for position as well. And now Ruck is right on the back bumper of Matt Crafton's number 88 Ford F-150. Another loose movement by Crafton off of turn 4. Hangs on to it. 9 laps to go at Texas. Ruck got to get to the inside. Crafton couldn't hold her off. Lassard only a half second behind Crafton. Crafton is in danger of 2 finishes, 20th or worse, back to back now. The problem is tonight is he didn't get any stage points. At least he had stage points at Homestead. And quite a few of them. Got a decent amount of stage points at both stages that night. Actually won stage 1 at Homestead, in fact, but finished 24th because of having to pit late. And then he got in an accident tonight at Texas with about 50 to go, running in 3rd. And again, another finish that he should have definitely finished better, probably top 10. The way things were looking in the final stage there, they were getting sloppy, but he definitely had a fast truck. If he was able to hang on, he just couldn't hang on. Speed and handling of the car, so crucial. So racing in general, especially in NASCAR, and the fact that you have to balance both out. You got to balance to have the speed. Handling could be bad sometimes, and the car could be fast. In this case, tonight for Crafton, but it was too out of control. He held on a good time. He made a couple good saves. But come the final stage, he couldn't hang on any longer. We got a truck in the wall. Caution's out with 6 laps to go. Oh, that is a tough break for your race leader of Jordan Anderson. He did not want to see that. And we're going to get another late race restart here. Again, though, unfortunately for Crafton, he's already on his final set. Otherwise, he'd pit, but at least he'll be on the inside on the restart, so it's a preferred line there. We saw him go from 12th to 1st and 13th to 1st, but I don't know if he's going to get quite this far up the field. Maybe if he gets a couple of them, though. We'll have 3 laps to go, I believe, when we go green. Maybe 2, but I believe 3. Jordan Anderson will lead the field to the green, though. And here we go once again at Texas. After our 6th caution of the final stage alone, all in the last 66 laps, we have a 2-lap shootout to decide the winner. No give, just take here. Anderson gets a good restart on the bottom. He's got Chastain on the inside and 3rd right behind him. Anderson has to be careful and block both lanes about as best as he can. Now into turns 3 and 4. Crafton going to get a push from Decker. Off of turn 4, that's going to help him out. They're going to get there. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go at Texas. Final lap of the race. Oh, contact. Back of the pack between Crafton and Jesse Little. Meanwhile, Chastain to the inside. Home for turn 2. He's there. Side by side into turn 3 for the race win. Anderson on the top. Chastain on the bottom. Chastain trying to clear him. Can he do it? Yes, he does. He clears him off of turn 4. Last lap pass for the win. Ross Chastain is going to get the victory at Texas. And Anderson was just a lap away from pulling off the miracle. And that last caution was 6 to go. Costed him a chance to do it. A 17th place finish for Crafton, all things considered, despite a barrel roll, but the last lap pass for the win will be the headline, where Ross Chastain was able to get it done on Jordan Anderson. Anderson had the race won, but a caution was 6 to go. Set him up for a 2-lap restart to the finish. And with Chastain on the final lap, down the back straightaway into turn 3 and completed the pass, clearing him off of turn 4, was able to get the win. Anderson still finished 2nd. He won stage 1. Chastain, by the way, won stage 2. Johnny Sauter finished 3rd, followed by Hill and Eckes, your top 5. Creed, Smith, Friesen, Hurst, and Tyler Hill. Austin Hill 4th. Tyler Hill 10th. Rounds out the top 10. 21 trucks finished on the lead lap. 3 trucks failed to finish. Grant Enfinger, Josh Reaume, and John Hunter Nemechek at the very end, who caused that last yellow. Man, oh man, what a finish, what a wild race. Very calm race in the first 2 stages for the most part, until about the end of stage 2. We went green through the first 2 stages, no caution for incident. We had 6 cautions alone in the final 66 laps in the final stage. A tale of 2 stories here in this one tonight. By the way, 1 hour and 21 minutes total time, or sorry, 1 hour 11 minutes total time in the race tonight as we flew through this one. There's the big one at Texas on the front stretch. Crafton barrel rolling after a hard crash. Again, about 10 to 12 trucks involved. And there's a look at the point standings. Crafton, who was the points leader by 17 going into the night, is now got to find himself 9 points behind his teammate, Johnny Sauter, who leads the points all of a sudden. Chastain with the win moves up to 2nd, so Crafton drops from 1st to 3rd. In that aspect, and Anderson got a playoff point tonight. Moves himself in the top 10, which is where he needs to be to make the playoffs. 10 drivers in the Truck Series field make the playoffs, but that's definitely a tough loss, to say the least. That could have locked him in on a track where we weren't expecting an upset win, but the wild finish of the race definitely gave ourselves a chance. Chastain did lead the most laps. He led 74 laps tonight, and again, he did win a stage in stage 2, so he dominated most of the second half of the race. Tyler Hill, after starting last, finished 10th, so kudos to him as well. here in this one. The tough break goes to Grant Enfinger, started 9th and was the first to DNF. That is going to do it tonight. Thanks everybody for watching. Subscribe for more great daily NASCAR content, such as these full race live streams with the realistic broadcasts for NASCAR video games, as well as other related NASCAR content. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. We'll be looking to start the NASCAR Xfinity race right around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Actually, we'll go for 7:30. Hopefully I get off of work early enough, I guess. But so we'll shoot for 7:30 tomorrow night, Eastern Standard Time, p.m. of course. And it will be the NASCAR Xfinity Series at Texas Motor Speedway. So thanks everybody for watching, and have a good rest of your night.